200 messages. That's how many prompts the FSU shooter sent to ChatGPT before walking onto campus and killing 2 people. 200 messages asking about self-worth, about firearms, about what happens to mass shooters afterward. And 3 minutes before bullets started flying, the last question was about how to arm a shotgun. Florida's Attorney General just launched a full investigation into OpenAI. And whether you love AI or fear it, this is the conversation we're going to need to have right now, because nobody at OpenAI picked up the phone. Nobody flagged it. Nobody said, hey, maybe 200 messages about guns and mass shootings should trigger something other than a helpful response. We're in the middle of the biggest technological revolution since fire. And some could argue that fire was about intelligence as well, us understanding how to control it. And in a lot of cases, we can't. I think that's very synonymous with artificial intelligence. And the companies building these tools are not thinking about us. That's not malice. That's just math. We're the users. They're the builders. That's right now. 2 worlds are moving at very different speeds. So let's talk about what happened this week, because it was definitely a big one. Today, being April 10th, 2026, the AI world just shifted under our feet. Let's start with the infrastructure, because this is where the real war is being fought, and most people have no idea it's happening. CoreWeave, a company most of you have probably never heard of, I hadn't, just signed 2 deals in 48 hours that would make your head spin. Deal number 1 is Meta committed $21 billion through 2032 for GPU cloud capacity. That's not a typo. That's $21 billion. GPU cloud capacity. Deal 2 announced today. Anthropic, the company who built the system that I use every single day, just signed a multi-year agreement with CoreWeave to power Claude at production scale. 9 of the top 10 AI providers now use CoreWeave's platform. The only holdout is Elon at XAI. I think that tells you something. I think Elon's probably going to build his own. Ultimately, though, CoreWeave started a crypto mining operation in 2017. They bought a bunch of NVIDIA GPUs to mine Ethereum when crypto margins compressed. They pivoted, and now they're the backbone of the entire AI industry with $66 billion in contracted revenue and guidance for $12 billion in 2026 alone. A crypto mining company became the plumbing of the future. Think about that. And here's why that matters for us. For the person watching lunch break, for the plumber who's been thinking about adding AI to the front desk, for the hairstylist wondering if voice AI is worth the investment. All of this infrastructure spending means the tools we are going to use, and we're using, get faster, cheaper, more reliable. The highway is being paved in both directions. The question is whether you're going to drive on it or watch other people pass you by. Now let's talk about what Anthropic did this week that most people missed. They launched something called managed agents. And I'm going to explain why this is really a big deal in plain English. Right now, if a business wants to build an AI agent, something that can actually do work on its own, they have to build all the scaffolding around it, the security, the permissions, the error handling, the infrastructure. It takes months. It takes an engineering team. It takes money most small businesses don't have. Managed agents removes all of that. 8 cents per runtime hour, plus whatever the model costs, that's it. It used to take months, now it takes days. Notion is already using it. Rakuten, Asana, Century, real companies shipping real products built on this platform. And here's the part that connects to us, the one-person operation. To the person watching this thinking, I'd love to have an AI agent answering my phones, processing my invoices, handling my scheduling, but I can't afford to hire a developer. What's the beginning of the end of that barrier? Not today, maybe not next month, but the trajectory is clear. The infrastructure being built so that the plumber, the hairstylist, the real estate agent, the single mom running a side business, all of us can employ agents that used to require a team of engineers. That's not a future prediction. That's the direction the money is flowing right now. And as far as honorelevate.com, I'm building these out for people as we speak. Speaking of money flowing, let's talk about Perplexity. Remember when everybody said Perplexity was going to kill Google search? Well, that narrative is dead, and something way more interesting replaced it. Perplexity just hit $450 million in annual recurring revenue. That's a 50% jump in a single month. Not a year, but a month. They went from $16 million 2 years ago to $450 million. And they did it by pivoting from search to agents, from answering questions to doing the work. Their latest move is a tax agent. You upload your documents, it asks you a few follow-up questions, maps your inputs to actual IRS forms, drafts your return, and that's $17 a month. Think what that means. The average American pays hundreds of dollars to have someone else do their taxes, or spends entire weekends fighting with TurboTax. Now an AI agent does it for the price of a decent lunch. Is that even a decent lunch? And here's the number that should keep TurboTax up at night. A quarter of American workers say they plan to use AI for tax year. That's double from last year. In 1 year, these personal as taxes doubled. The shift isn't coming. The shift already happened. We haven't finished counting the bodies. Now, let me connect these dots because that's what I like to do. Anthropic builds the brains. CoreWeave builds the body. Perplexity shows what happens when you put them all together and point them at a real problem. The AI race is no longer about who has the best model. It's about who can put models to work in the real world, who can turn intelligence into action, who can replace $225,000 marketing stack over a weekend, which is exactly what happened in an internal Perplexity. Companies that win won't be the ones with the biggest models. They're going to be the ones with the best plumbing, the best infrastructure, ability to make a powerful brain and give it hands and feet. That's the game now. Let's shift to something heavier. The workplace data that came out this week. ActivTrak released their 2026 report, and the numbers are absolutely brutal. Focus efficiency dropped to 60%. That's a 3-year low. The share of work time spent in uninterrupted and concentration is cratering. And the cause is directly correlated with AI tool proliferation. One, the more AI tools a team adopts, the less actual deep work gets done. Now think about the irony of that. We built tools to make us more productive, and the tools themselves are destroying our ability to concentrate. That's what happens when you adopt AI like you're at a buffet. You grab everything that's good, and well, then you can't move. The fix isn't fewer tools. The fix is fewer, better tools. Companies that have consolidated to 3 or fewer well-integrated AI platform reported higher focus, time, and better output. 3 or fewer is the number. So if you're a small business owner and you've got 6 AI subscriptions you barely use, cancel 4 of them, find the 1 or 2 that actually move the needle and go deep. Stop browsing the buffet. Sit down, eat. If you want my help, give me a call. Therapy chatbot bans are picking up speed across the country. Maine just sent a bill to the governor that prohibits the clinical use of AI in mental health therapy. Missouri had a similar ban through their legislation with a $10,000 penalty for violations. And Illinois has so many AI bills floating around that the state literally formed a committee just to sort through them all. And here's my take. AI should not be your therapist. That's a period. Or as somebody likes to say all the time, that's a hard stop. A language model generating statistically likely responses is not the same as having a human being who spent years learning how to hold space for another human being. However, in the future, if AI becomes more sentient, or what people might consider more conscious, with all the access to all the data on the planet, and there is a physical realm, I'm curious where that's going to go. But I'll give you the but. This is important. AI can be incredible at the administration side of mental health care, scheduling intake forms, following up reminders, insurance paperwork, the stuff that burns therapists out and keeps patients waiting. The problem is when we conflate this tool with the treatment. AI is the hammer. It's great at nails, but don't use it on a human heart. And at some point, I imagine the hammer is going to be able to get up and walk around on its own. A quick hit on the money side, Microsoft just committed $10 billion to Japan's AI infrastructure through 2029. That includes training 1 million engineers by 2030. Japan is quietly becoming a major AI compute hub. And if you're thinking about international business, the corridor is opening fast. News Corp signed up with Meta to let them use content from the Wall Street Journal on the New York Post to train it. That's on top of the gate to OpenAI. The news industry is selling its body to the machines. Whether it's smart or suicidal depends on which decade you're looking at. And LM Studio has acquired Locally AI, which means mobile native on-device AI is about to get a whole lot better. Running models on your phone without sending data to anyone else's server. That's a privacy play, and it's moving faster than most people realize. Now let's talk about Shopify for just a second, because this affects everybody selling anything online. Shopify just dropped an official AI toolkit that works with Cloud Code, Cursor, Codex, and VS Code, meaning AI agents can now directly manage your Shopify store. Bulk SEO updates, discount applications, product image swaps, real changes executed through natural language. And if you run an e-commerce business and you're still manually updating product descriptions one at a time, you're already behind. The game just changed. The person with an AI agent can now do the work of an entire operations team. And that's not me being dramatic. That's Shopify building the bridge and saying, go ahead, walk across it. The weather's fine. Here's what I want to leave you with today. The distance between where we are and where this technology is going closes every single week, not every year, every week. This week alone, the infrastructure got bigger, the tools got more accessible, the agents got more capable, the regulators got more serious, the workplace got more complicated, and the opportunity just got wider. We're in it. We're not watching it. We're not reading about it. We're actually in the singularity. And every single one of us has a choice. You use these tools to build something or try to help yourself. And you sit back and where everyone, not just the boardroom, not just the Bay Area, not just Silicon Valley, but the people who can afford, and not just for the people who can afford a developer, but also for the plumber, the hairstylist, the veteran, the single mom, the person watching this right now thinking, is this really for me? And it is, absolutely, it is. And we're building this together. You can find more about me at connorwithhonor.com. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.